The silent washers. The crystalline spires of the collective's observation post glittered against the dark side of Saturn, invisible to Earth's most advanced telescopes. High Overseer Zixtal stood before the sweeping window of the command center, their iridescent scales reflecting the pale light of the distant sun. For 3 centuries, the collective had watched humanity's stumbling progress toward the stars, cataloging every crude rocket launch and primitive satellite with meticulous detail. Another failed quantum computing experiment, announced junior observer Kellera, their tendrils rippling with what passed for amusement among their species. The holographic display showed a laboratory in Silicon Valley, where human scientists were once again attempting to stabilize their rudimentary quantum bits. They still cannot maintain coherence beyond a few milliseconds. Zixtal's upper eyes narrowed while their lower pair remained fixed on Earth's blue sphere. They persist, despite their limitations. It's almost admirable, in a primitive sort of way. The High Overseer had watched countless species discover their place in the galactic hierarchy. Some fought against their classification as protectorate species. Others accepted the collective's guidance with gratitude. Humans were peculiar. High Overseer called out Senior Analyst Vector, their usual steady voice carrying an unusual note of confusion. I'm detecting anomalies in the power consumption patterns of several research facilities. Elaborate, Zixtal commanded, turning all 4 eyes toward the analyst's station. The energy signatures suggest they're running massive computational operations, yet their known computing centers show only minimal activity. The power has to be going somewhere, but our sensors can't detect the end usage. Zixtal dismissed the concern with a graceful wave of their primary limb. Humans are inefficient with their resource allocation. Their power grid wastes nearly 30% of its energy through heat and resistance. Log the observation and continue monitoring. But as the lunar cycles passed, more anomalies accumulated, quantum radiation signatures that appeared and vanished before they could be properly analyzed. Brief gravitational disturbances that defied explanation. Patterns in global internet traffic that suggested the coordination of immense data streams, yet led to dead ends when traced. Perhaps we should consider a closer investigation, suggested Vector during their weekly briefing. These patterns. The collective has monitored thousands of developing worlds, Zixtal interrupted. We have seen every possible variation of technological development. Humans are following the standard progression, albeit with their own peculiar inefficiencies. Their quantum computing efforts remain primitive, their AI systems are basic, and their understanding of space-time mechanics is still theoretical. The High Overseer activated a holographic display showing humanity's current level of space technology: chemical rockets, basic ion engines, solar sails still in experimental stages. They cannot even manipulate gravity, Vector. Their most advanced spacecraft would take years to reach their own system's outer planets. The anomalies you detect are surely the result of their chaotic approach to technological development. Yet even as they spoke these dismissive words, Zixtal felt an unfamiliar sensation in their nerve clusters. The closest human word might be doubt, because underneath all the expected patterns of a developing civilization, something about humanity's progress felt orchestrated, as if they were watching a performance rather than natural technological evolution. In the 3 centuries since the observation post's establishment, humans had progressed from burning hydrocarbons to harnessing fusion, from basic digital computers to the edge of quantum computing. Their rate of advancement was remarkable, yet it followed an almost too perfect curve of progression. Each breakthrough came exactly when the collective's predictive model suggested it should. Each setback appeared precisely where expected. Continue standard observation protocols, Zixtal finally ordered, but increase the sensitivity of our quantum state detectors. If the humans are hiding something, we will find it. And if not, they let their outer membrane shift to display confidence. If not, then soon we will welcome another protectorate species into the collective's embrace. As the Earth slowly rotated below them, billions of humans went about their daily lives, their primitive technology chugging along exactly as expected. Yet in secure facilities deep beneath mountains, in underwater bases, and in seemingly abandoned desert installations, humanity's true capabilities remained hidden behind a veil of quantum deception that even they didn't fully understand. The greatest trick humanity had learned wasn't mastering quantum mechanics or artificial intelligence. It was learning how to hide both behind a facade of trial and error, of failures and limited successes. Because sometime in the mid-21st century, they had discovered they weren't alone in the solar system, and they had chosen to wait, to watch their watchers, and to prepare for the day when the facade would finally be lifted. That day was coming sooner than the collective could possibly imagine. The quantum deception. Dr. Sarah Chen stood in the heart of Quantum Base Alpha, 3 kilometers beneath the Atacama Desert. The facility's true nature was hidden from the world, and more importantly, from the aliens watching from Saturn, behind a facade of failed mining operations and abandoned research stations. Integration test complete, announced HFY, humanity's first true artificial general intelligence. Unlike the primitive machine learning systems visible to the outside world, HFY existed in a quantum substrate that made her consciousness virtually undetectable. The new quantum masking fields are operating at 99.98% efficiency. The collective sensors will register only background noise. Sarah smiled, remembering the day 15 years ago, when humanity first detected the alien observation post. It had been pure luck, or perhaps destiny, that the first test of their experimental quantum detection array had picked up the crystalline structures hidden in Saturn's shadows. That discovery had changed everything. Director Chen, called Dr. James Okonjo, his dark features illuminated by the holographic displays surrounding his workstation. The latest transmission from the observation post suggests they're increasing their quantum state monitoring. They might be getting suspicious. Let them look, Sarah replied, her confidence built on years of successful deception. Every quantum signature they detect is exactly what we want them to see. Each failed experiment feeds into their expectations of how a developing civilization should progress. The real breakthrough had come when humanity realized they could use quantum entanglement not just for computation and communication, but for concealment. By carefully orchestrating quantum states, they could create a kind of technological invisibility cloak, hiding their true capabilities behind a veil of apparent normalcy. Deep beneath the oceans, mountains, and deserts of Earth, a hidden civilization had flourished. While the world's governments maintained a careful show of traditional technological development, humanity's true innovations had raced forward in secret. Quantum computers that made the publicly known attempts look like children's toys. Artificial intelligences that had long since passed beyond human comprehension, yet chose to remain partners rather than overlords. Gravity manipulation technology that had already seeded hidden bases throughout the solar system. Incoming priority message from Luna Base, Araya announced. The holographic display shifted to show the face of Commander Helena Rodriguez, her features tense despite the quantum-encrypted connection. We've detected unusual activity around the collective's observation post, Helena reported. Their energy signatures suggest they might be preparing for more direct observation. They've launched what appear to be stealth probes toward Earth. Sarah's expression remained calm, but her mind raced through contingencies they had prepared for this moment. Have the probes detected any of our lunar facilities? Negative. The quantum masking is holding. They see exactly what they expect to see. A few basic research stations and mining operations. But they're being more thorough than usual. Something has them curious. Dr. Okonjo pulled up a new set of data streams. Their probe deployment patterns suggest they're particularly interested in our quantum research facilities. The public ones, he added with a slight smile. Should we arrange another failed experiment? Sarah considered the options. The game of hide and seek they'd been playing with the collective had worked for years, but every deception had its limits. Perhaps it was time to move to the next phase of humanity's long-term strategy. No, she decided. Let them see something interesting. Not enough to confirm their suspicions, but enough to make them wonder. It's time to begin the revelation process. Aria's avatar, a shifting pattern of blue light, materialized beside Sarah. Recommended approach: degradation of quantum masking in non-critical areas. Allow them to detect anomalies that suggest capability slightly beyond their current assessment, but still within expected developmental parameters. Do it, Sarah commanded. And send word to all bases. Prepare for Phase 2. If the collective is getting curious, we should be ready to show them exactly what humanity is capable of, on our terms. As the orders went out through quantum-encrypted channels, Sarah walked to the facility's observation deck. Through quantum-enhanced imaging, she could see the collective's probes entering Earth's atmosphere. Their stealth technology impressive, but unable to hide from humanity's true sensors. They thought they were secretly observing a primitive civilization, never realizing they were the ones being watched. Soon, the collective would learn the truth about humanity's capabilities. But first, humanity would learn everything they could about their watchers' intentions. Because despite all their advancement, despite their hidden power, humanity had learned to be cautious. They had learned to watch, to wait, and to prepare. In her office later that night, Sarah reviewed historical footage of humanity's first detection of the collective. The crystalline structures of their observation post had seemed impossibly advanced then. Now, with humanity's true technology, they looked almost quaint. But appearances, as humanity had proven, could be deceiving. Aria, she called out to the empty room. Show me the latest calculations. What are the odds that the collective has hidden capabilities of their own? The A's response was immediate. Based on all observed data, probability is unknown. Insufficient information about collective's true technological ceiling. Recommendation: maintain current protocols until full capabilities can be assessed. Sarah nodded. The game of deception might soon be ending, but the true test of humanity's preparations was about to begin. As she looked out over the hidden city that had grown around Quantum Base Alpha, she wondered if the collective had any idea what they were about to unleash. First Contact's surprise. High Overseer Zixtel stood before the collective's Council of Advancement, their scales shifting through patterns that indicated both confidence and concern. The massive chamber, carved from a single crystal of transparent aluminum, floated in high orbit around Saturn, its surfaces refracting starlight in complex patterns. The humans have achieved quantum coherence, they announced, their voice carrying across the chamber. Crude and limited, but ahead of our predicted schedule. I recommend we initiate contact protocols immediately, before they advance further without proper guidance. First Speaker Ixel's membrane rippled with interest. Your observation post has watched them for 3 centuries. Are you certain this is the optimal moment? Their development is accelerating, Zixtel replied. They've begun experimenting with gravitational fields, though their attempts are primitive. If we wait longer, they might develop dangerous technologies without proper safety protocols. The humans must be brought into the collective's embrace now for their own protection. The council chambers hummed with subharmonic communications as the members debated. None noticed the quantum fluctuations in the seemingly empty space above them, where humanity's most advanced stealth probe recorded everything. Back on Earth, in Quantum Base Alpha, Sarah Chen watched the council's deliberations through the probe's quantum-encrypted feed. They're going to make their move, she announced to the assembled leaders of humanity's hidden programs. Sooner than we expected. Let them come. Commander Rodriguez replied from her position on Luna Base. Our quantum masking systems are ready. They'll see exactly what they expect to see. A primitive civilization grateful for their advanced guidance. Dr. Okonjo's voice carried a note of caution. And if they detect our true capabilities, then we implement protocol revelation, Sarah stated firmly. Era begin final preparations. The A's response echoed through quantum channels. All systems prepared. Quantum masking fields can be disabled on your command. Defense grids are ready but inactive. Hidden fleet is in position. 3 days later, the collective made their move. Their ships emerged from fold space in a dramatic display, appearing simultaneously over Earth's major cities. The crystalline vessels, each the size of a small mountain, hovered in formation as humanity reacted exactly as expected, with awe, fear, and confusion. Military jets scrambled. Missiles were armed. Global communication networks erupted with panic, all precisely choreographed by ARIA to match the collective's predictions for a primitive civilization encountering advanced alien life. Zixtal's voice boomed across Earth's communications networks, translated into all major languages. People of Earth, be not afraid. We are the collective, and we come to welcome you into our galaxy-spanning civilization. Your world has shown great promise, and we offer our guidance to help you advance safely into the cosmic community. In the White House Situation Room, the President of the United States fought to hide her smile. Like every world leader, she had been briefed on humanity's true capabilities years ago. Now she played her part perfectly, responding with carefully calculated uncertainty. We thank you for this offer, but we need time to discuss this among our nations. Of course, Zixtal replied magnanimously. We understand this is overwhelming. We will remain in orbit while your world's leaders convene. Know that we bring only peace and advancement. The next 48 hours unfolded exactly according to humanity's plan. World leaders gathered for an emergency summit. The UN convened special sessions. Social media exploded with theories and reactions, all subtly guided by ARIA, to maintain the illusion of a primitive civilization in chaos. But in the quantum-hidden facilities across Earth and throughout the solar system, humanity prepared for the real first contact. They've launched their scanning probes, Dr. Okonjo reported, watching the collected ships deploy thousands of crystalline spheres. They're mapping everything. Our power grids, defense systems, computer networks. Let them look, Sarah commanded. ARIA begins selective degradation of quantum masking. Let's show them something interesting. The first anomaly appeared in the collective scans 3 hours later. A quantum signature that shouldn't exist in a primitive civilization. Then another, and another. In their command ship, Zixtal's scales shifted to patterns indicating deep confusion. Impossible, they muttered, watching the data streams. These readings suggest, but they can't possibly. That's when humanity's hidden fleet revealed itself. Ships of liquid metal and crystalline quantum matrices emerged from their quantum mask hiding places throughout the solar system. They were beautiful and terrible, their designs so advanced they'd made the collective's vessels look primitive by comparison. Hundreds, then thousands appeared, their quantum drives humming with power that the collective sensors could barely comprehend. In Quantum Base Alpha, Sarah Chen stood calmly as she transmitted across all frequencies. Greetings, collective. We appreciate your offer of guidance. However, we believe it's time for a different kind of conversation. One between equals. The silence that followed was broken only by the sound of Zixtal's scales, shifting to a pattern that hadn't been seen in collective history for millennia. Absolute, complete shock. The knowledge exchange. First Speaker Ixtal's crystalline chamber aboard the collective flagship had been modified to accommodate human delegates. Sarah Chen sat across from the alien leader, the quantum interface she wore allowing her to perceive all 4 dimensions of collective communication. Beside her, Aria's holographic form shifted in patterns that the collective found both fascinating and disturbing. 3 centuries, Ixtal's voice resonated through both air and quantum fields. 3 centuries we watched, believing we understood your development. How did you hide so much from us? Sarah's smile carried equal parts pride and diplomacy. We learned from watching you watch us. Every time your sensors probed our world, we learned more about your technology. Every scan taught us not just what you could see, but what you expected to see. And that is perhaps the most remarkable thing, Zixtal interjected, their scales now showing patterns of scientific curiosity rather than their earlier shock. You didn't just develop advanced technology. You developed it in ways we never imagined possible. The human delegation had brought proof of their achievements. Quantum computers that operated on principles the collective had never considered. Artificial intelligence that existed in a quantum state between digital and organic. Ships that didn't just manipulate gravity. They wove it into patterns that rewrote local spacetime. Your civilization's approach to technological development follows strict patterns. HFY observed, her voice carrying harmonics that resonated with collective communication frequencies. You advance step by step, each innovation building on established principles. Humans experiment. They make intuitive leaps. They try things that shouldn't work until they find ways to make them work. In the days following humanity's revelation, both civilizations have begun cautiously sharing information. The collective was particularly interested in human quantum masking technology, not just for its military applications, but for what it revealed about the nature of reality itself. Humans, in turn, were fascinated by the collective's biological technology, the way they had merged organic and crystalline structures. We were wrong. Ixal admitted, their crystalline form refracting light in patterns that indicated deep contemplation. We assumed that technological advancement must follow a single path, that there was only one way to progress from primitive to advanced civilization. Sarah leaned forward. That's why we chose to reveal ourselves now. Your civilization has achieved incredible things, but you've become structured, predictable. We believe both our species could benefit from collaboration rather than guidance. The meeting chamber's quantum field rippled as Ixal processed this proposal. Around them, through the transparent walls, Earth's hidden fleet maintained their position alongside the collected ships. The contrast between their designs was striking. The collective's vessels all following similar crystalline patterns, humanity's ships each unique, their liquid metal hulls, and quantum matrices reflecting different approaches to the same physical principles. There are others, Zixtel said suddenly, their scales shifting to show concern. Other advanced civilizations beyond the collective. Some have rejected our guidance. Some have. They paused, searching for the right word. Some have disappeared. We know, Sarah replied quietly. Our quantum sensors have detected traces of civilizations that vanished long ago. That's another reason we hid our development. We needed to be sure we could defend ourselves, not just against known threats, but against whatever made those civilizations disappear. The chamber fell silent as the implications settled over both delegations. Finally, Ixal spoke. Perhaps this is why your path of development was necessary. You created technologies we never imagined because you weren't following our established patterns. You solved problems in ways we never considered because you didn't know they were supposed to be impossible. Araya's holographic form expanded slightly. Humanity has a saying, necessity is the mother of invention. When we detected your observation post, we necessary to advance while appearing not to advance. This drove innovation in unexpected directions. Then let us learn from each other, Ixal proposed, their crystalline form glowing with new frequencies. Not as teachers and students, but as equals. Your creativity and our structure. Your intuition and our methodology. Together, Sarah finished, we might be ready for whatever else is out there in the galaxy. As the formal alliance between humanity and the collective took shape, both civilizations began to understand that true advancement wasn't just about technology. It was about perspective, the ability to see problems from new angles, the willingness to question established truths. In secure quantum channels, Araya communicated with both human and collective leadership. Initial analysis suggests our combined technological approach will advance both civilizations by approximately 300% in the first year alone. However, the most significant developments may come from the exchange of philosophical and methodological approaches to problem solving. Looking out at the combined fleet, Sarah Chen couldn't help but feel a sense of anticipation. The game of hide and seek was over, but a new game was just beginning. And this time, Humanity and the collective would face the universe's mysteries together. A new era. 1 year after first contact, the Sol system had become unrecognizable. Quantum crystalline structures orbited every planet, their surfaces shimmering with the combined technological achievements of human innovation and collective precision. Earth's hidden cities had emerged into the light, their quantum matrices now intertwined with crystalline architecture in ways that pushed the boundaries of physical possibility. In the new Joint Development Center, built in Earth's orbit, Dr. Sarah Chen stood before a window that stretched across an impossible curve of spacetime. Below her, Earth gleamed with the lights of a civilization no longer hiding its true nature. Above, ships of both species moved in intricate patterns, their designs now incorporating the best aspects of both approaches to technology. Processing power has exceeded our highest projections, Araya reported, her quantum consciousness now expanded through networks that merged human and collective computing principles. The synthesis of our quantum computing with collective crystalline matrices has opened up entirely new realms of possibility. Zixtal, now serving as the collective's chief science liaison, approached with their scales displaying patterns of excitement. The latest tests of the hybrid drive systems are complete. We can now achieve fold space transitions with 300% greater efficiency than either of our original technologies. But the greatest changes weren't technological. The merger of human creativity with collective methodology had transformed both societies' approach to problem-solving. Collective scientists learned to make intuitive leaps, while human researchers developed new ways to systematize their innovations. Together, they pushed the boundaries of what both species had thought possible. "We've detected something," announced Commander Rodriguez, now heading the Joint Fleet operations. Her holographic form materialized in the center of the chamber, accompanied by complex data streams that flowed through both digital and quantum spaces. The long-range quantum arrays picked up unusual signatures from the galactic core. Sarah felt a familiar tension rise in her chest, similar to the traces of those vanished civilizations. "Yes and no," Rodriguez replied, manipulating the holographic display to show patterns of energy that defied conventional physics. "These are active, not residual. Something is out there, something that makes both our technologies look primitive by comparison." First speaker Ixal joined the discussion, their crystalline form resonating with harmonics that conveyed both concern and determination. "The ancient records speak of forces beyond our understanding. Perhaps this is why our paths were meant to cross, not just to learn from each other, but to prepare for something greater." "Additional data incoming," Araya announced. The holographic display shifted, showing what appeared to be tears in the fabric of space-time near the galactic core. Analysis suggests these anomalies are artificial in nature. Someone, or something, is manipulating reality at a fundamental level. Sarah watched the display, remembering how not long ago, humanity had hidden their technology from the collective's observations. Could they be like us, hiding their true nature? Possible. Zixtal scales shifted through patterns of analytical thought. But these energy signatures, they operate on principles neither of our civilizations has even theorized. In the years since their alliance began, humanity and the collective had established outposts throughout the solar system and begun exploring nearby stars. Their combined fleet now numbered in the thousands, each ship a testament to what could be achieved when different approaches to technology worked in harmony. But looking at the data from the galactic core, Sarah wondered if it would be enough. "We need to accelerate the integration of our technologies," she declared. "RIA, begin full simulation of every possible combination of human and collective principles we haven't tried yet. Zixtal, we need your people's expertise in stable crystal matrix formation. We're going to attempt quantum computing at scales we've only dreamed of." First speaker Ixal's form pulsed with approval. "And we need human creativity more than ever. Your species' ability to imagine solutions beyond established parameters may be our greatest asset in understanding what we face." As the combined leadership of humanity and the collective began preparations for their greatest challenge yet, Sarah couldn't help but smile at the irony. The very deception that had driven humanity to develop their unique approach to technology had led them to this moment, standing as equals with an advanced alien civilization, preparing to face mysteries that dwarfed them both. "Initialize the new quantum arrays," she commanded. "Let's see what's really out there in the darkness between the stars." Aria's response carried through both quantum and conventional channels. Arrays online. Beginning deep space scan using combined human collective protocols. Warning: detecting multiple anomalies at the edge of scanning range. They appear to be moving. In the space above Earth, the combined fleet of humanity and the collective began to move into defensive positions. Their ships, once so different in design and function, now moved as one, a testament to how far both civilizations had come, and a promise of what they could achieve together. As Sarah Chen looked out at the fleet, she realized that humanity's greatest achievement hadn't been hiding their technology from the collective. It had been learning when to reveal it, when to share it, and how to use it alongside others in pursuit of something greater than either civilization could achieve alone. The galaxy was vast, full of mysteries and possible threats, but now humanity wouldn't face them alone. And the collective had learned that true advancement came not from following established patterns, but from daring to break them.